Welcome to LindaFit Healthy Neck and Shoulders. Have you ever had a day spent in anguish and pain because your neck and shoulders were bothering you or causing you pain, discomfort? Well, you wouldn't be the first, and so much of it has to do with what we do in life. Often we're rounding over a desk, over a stove, over our children, our work. So our muscles in our front body get tight between the ear and the shoulder, the ear and the chest. The whole front body becomes collapsed and restricted. This also can impede our ability to breathe, right, when the body is rounded and tight in the front. So today we're going to do some moves and stretches that are going to open the neck and the shoulders. So let's begin. The very first thing I like to do is something just to get the whole body moving, to open all the major joints of the body, to get the blood moving, our major muscle groups warmed up. So if you saw healthy hips through LindaFit, we have the same opening. So it's this exercise where we employ this pumping action, and I'm going to bring my arms all the way up. I'm going to lengthen through my fingers, and I'm going to actually open up through my front elbows, my armpits, so I feel a delicious stretch, and my feet are going to push down into the floor with a balanced energy. So already, just this small movement of opposition, of reaching in both directions, is going to open up my body and start to get me ready for what we're going to do. So watch, I'm going to now bend my knees, my arms swing back, and my arms swing up. And again, the arms swing back and the arms swing up. And again, notice my knees bend, my hips go back, but I let those arms swing back, swing up, getting energy into those long shoulder muscles that support those shoulder joints. Inhale, exhale, and feel the energy all the way from your shoulders, through your elbows, your fingertips. We never want to lock the joints, but we want to fully extend through the knees, through the elbows as best we can. And again, we swing the arms back, we swing them up, we swing them back, we swing them up. And we're using our breath. We inhale, exhale, and get a sense of spreading your fingers, of the energy reaching all the way from your shoulders right out through those fingertips. And one more time. And we come down. All right, so your body should feel a little tingly, more open. And now let's just break down a little bit what exactly are the shoulders, right? Well, the shoulders is a complex structure, right? We start here with collarbones that widen across the front, that connect to the breastbone right here. And they open to the back and connect with the shoulder blades. So we call the collarbones, shoulder blades, our shoulder girdle. Watch as I move them. You can soften your knees a little, belly and tailbone tucked under, and we're going to just start to roll those shoulders up and back. So literally, I'm moving my collarbones and blades. They're moving forward, up, and back, forward, up, and back, and I'll show it from the side. But as you watch, you're probably wondering, well, aren't my arms moving? Well, they are, because they actually connect with that shoulder girdle. So I'll stop for a moment right here where my armpit is. The top of my arm bone fits into this socket, my armpit here, which is actually part of my shoulder blade. So we call this jointure of the upper arm bone and the shoulder blade where it meets the shoulder joint. So we're taking the whole shoulder structure, shoulder girdle, collarbones and blades, shoulder joint, the arm bones as they articulate into those shoulder sockets, and we're moving this whole shoulder structure, right? Making these big circles. Now we go one way, we go the other. Now you should start to feel, right, as you move all these bones, right, getting some mobility through the shoulder girdle, through the shoulder joint, that the muscles that connect to the shoulder girdle, shoulder joint are also going through these nice length changes. All right, now we'll do a very specific move that's going to release these tight muscles along the side of the neck. They're called trapezius muscles. They help us move our ear to our shoulder. They help us to turn the head. So we're going to do a very simple move. It's called a shoulder shrug. So we're going to bring the shoulders up into the ears. I'll show you from the side, right? Engaging these muscles, shortening them. Then we're going to do a powerful release. And we let the shoulders, the arms drop with their own weight and gravity. We do it again. We bring those shoulders all the way up, a bit uncomfortable, but we know what's coming, the big, the release. We let the shoulders, right, drop from the ears. And again, inhale, shrug up, exhale, release. Inhale up, exhale, release, and inhale up, exhale, release, and one more, inhale, and exhale, release. All right, so you should feel a little bit more release here in the sides of the neck. Now we're going to do another movement, and this now is going to involve a little bit more of the spine. We're going to take the spine with our shoulder structure and move them together. So I'm going to make fists with my hands and watch. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to arch through my upper back. These shoulders move back. My shoulder blades moving together on my back body. I exhale, I round. Now my shoulder blades widen apart. I feel a terrific stretch between them on the back body. I'll inhale. Shoulders, collarbones move back. The blades squeezing to open the front chest. Exhale, round. My knees are bent. I tuck my tail. And now I'm opening the whole back body, widening those shoulder blades. Again, inhale. I open the front arms back. Exhale, round. I open through the back body. And again, inhale, lifting the chest, shoulders back, blades squeezing. Exhale, round. I tuck the head, the tail gently, opening the back through the shoulder blades. Inhale, exhale, round. Inhale, extend, open, exhale, round, tuck the head, the tail. Inhale, see if you can lift your chest, opening your shoulders. Exhale, round, tuck the head, the tail. And inhale, open, and exhale, round. And one more time, inhale, open that chest, bring those shoulders back, blades together. Exhale, round, and then slowly drop your arms. All right, very good. So we open into extension, shoulder blades, collarbones go back. I open my front body, and then I round my spine, flex, shoulder blades open, right, as the whole shoulders, the collarbones come forward, right? So a really nice way to open the front and the back. So now we looked at flexion, extension, moving through the shoulders. We want to start to add some rotation, right? Rotation through the trunk, right? The ribs, the neck, but also the arms, right? The whole shoulder complex, which again connects to the trunk at the ribs. So we're going to start to swivel and swivel. My knees are bent again. This allows me to move easily through my pelvis. And as I start to swivel, I want to really feel my arms freely swinging through space, almost like I'm pulling one way and then the other. So my arms could be sweeping through water. And then I want to see if I can look back a little bit further each time. So I'm getting more mobility through my neck, through my ribs. And I should feel, after those last few things that I warmed up with, that this is a little bit easier to do than if I hadn't done those warm-ups to begin. All right, so I'm preparing my body now, so when I do twists and rotations in my workouts or at my desk, wherever I am, I'll feel that I can do this movement with greater ease, with no pain, with greater range of motion. All right, so hopefully you feel a little bit more mobile in this field, what we call rotation. All right, shake it out. So now we're going to do some more mobility work for the neck, and it's going to involve taking the head and neck through an entire circle, right, which is going to ask for a lot in terms of range of motion, but we're warmed up now, so we can do it. So watch, we're going to bend the knees a little bit and take a wider stance. I like the legs a little wider because they give us a broader base of support. So we're going to inhale, we're going to bend the knees, we're going to bring the energy forward, and then we're going to pull it back, lengthening down through those fingertips. And again, inhale, we bring those arms forward, gathering the energy in. We press those arms back. And one more time. We round a little here to start. And then when we exhale and bring back, think of that extension. The tops of my arm bones rolling back. My arms reaching from the shoulders to the fingertips. You can soften your knees a little bit here so we don't lock them back. But I want you to feel that your spine is lifting, your arms are reaching down, and like there's energy pouring down out of your fingertips. Now watch, we're going to start to mobilize the neck. We're going to draw a nice circle. We start to the left, and then we bring the gaze up to the ceiling. Then we look to the right, and then down. And again to the left, and we gaze at the ceiling, and then to the right, and down. So we're making a full circle. Now if you feel it's very hard still for you to turn your head to the left, it's okay to make a smaller, more modest circle. Don't try to push it. So with each repetition, you should feel that it's easier to draw the circle than the last repetition. And remember, the tops of the arm bones are rolling up and back. The energy is pouring down the arms to the elbows, the fingertips, and I'm stretching my neck and my head up out of my thorax. Now I'm reaching my arms down and a little wide so they give me a nice base of support to stretch my neck and head from. And I feel all those muscles that connect my ear to my shoulder, my shoulders to my front chest, my ear to my front chest, getting longer, more open, more pliable. All right, so I can move with greater ease with each circle. Now, of course, I'm going to go the other way. So let's take a breath. And we'll do it again. We'll bend those knees, we'll bring the arms up and forward, and then we'll press those arms back. And again, bend the knees, gathering the energy forward, and press those arms back. Third time, we round a little, knees bend, and then those arms press back, the palms face back, tops of the shoulders rolling back, energy down from the shoulders through the elbows, fingertips. Now I'm going to start to the right. I look to my right, I look up, and then I look to my left, and I lower. And I look all the way right. Are you keeping that left shoulder in place as you look right? Remember, that's important. So again, as I go to the right, the left shoulder stays in place. As I turn my head to the left, the right shoulder stays in place, pressing back. So we have to be mindful here as we stretch the neck and head and make this beautiful full circle that our shoulders stay placed, that our chest stays lifted. Even the abdominals pull in to support the lower spine. My tailbone is tucked in so my hips aren't starting to fall back. My legs are still energetically reaching down into the floor. So it's never just about one moving part. It's always about what's moving and what's stabilizing. All right, shake it out. That should feel good. You should be able to move your head and neck. But we have one more thing here. It's a really great moving stretch, again, that's going to help us with rotation. Now, we did this swivel one, which was very dynamic and fast. We're going to do one that's a little bit slower, and it's going to employ a little bit more detail. So I'm going to have my feet a little bit wider than my hips. I'm going to stand up nice and tall. Now watch, my ribs are in, belly's in, tailbone not sticking back, but gently tucked in, so I'm standing nice and straight. And then watch, I'm going to reach my arms out to the side. When I reach my arms, I flex at my wrists, so I almost look as though I'm trying to push the sides of the room away. Now when I do this, right, I feel this fabulous stretch from the middle of my chest to my left arm and from the middle of my chest to my right arm, and the palms are pressing out. Now watch, I'm going to add the movement through the neck and head. So we're going to start by turning the head to the left, and I look at my left thumb, and then I'm going to bend my elbow. I wait till the base of my thumb is right about at my nose, and I start to turn my head. And I turn my head and my neck, and now I'm looking at my right palm. My hips have turned, my spine has twisted, and now I reach all the way out so that my hands are right next to each other. My palms are pressing now to the right. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm still lifting up through my spine. I'm breathing, and now I'm going to bend that left elbow, and I look at the base of the thumb. I wait till it's right about at my nose, and I start to turn my head forward, and then I turn to the left again, and I reach that left arm all the way out, looking at that thumb, and I keep that dynamic energy through my arms, and then I slowly turn my neck and head back to center. We're gonna do the other side. Now slowly turn your head to your right. Feel that wonderful stretch across the side of the neck. Again, the palms pressing apart. I slowly bend my right elbow. The base of the thumb comes right about to the nose, and then I start to turn my head, and I look at my left hand, and now I reach, both palms pressing. I feel again that wonderful stretch between my shoulder blades, that nice twist through my spine supported by my legs, which are reaching into the floor, right? And the energy is still pulling up through the top of my head. And now I bend my elbow, I look at the base of the thumb, and once my thumb and nose are aligned, I move my head, left arm stays reaching back, and I press through my right palm, and then I come back to center. I'm gonna do it one more time. We'll start again to the left. We're gonna turn the head slowly. Maybe you can turn a little bit more. Make sure that right shoulder didn't pull forward. And now we bend the elbow, base of thumb to the nose. All right, we slowly turn the head, the neck. As we turn, we feel the rib cage turning, the hips turning. And then I reach, and I'm pressing my palms away, dropping my shoulders. Again, feel the tailbone still tucked, the belly in. Feel that beautiful twist in the ribs. The palms pressing. Feels so good in the back. And then I bend my elbow, base of thumb to nose, slowly. And then I start to turn. Remember, my right palm is still pressing. And then I reach out through that left palm, feeling both palms pushing apart. That beautiful stretch along the right side. And now I come back to center. I have one more side. We're going to turn the head to the right. Again, looking at that right thumb, pressing back through the left arm. Now the left shoulder stays back. And we bend the elbow, bring the base of the thumb to the nose, and very slowly turn the head, the neck, the ribs, the hips, and reach that arm. Now drop your shoulders, feel your neck getting longer. Feel your tailbone tuck your belly in. Feel that beautiful rotation, the drop of the shoulders, the push into the feet. Energy up through the top of the head. Bend the elbow, base of thumb to nose. Head turns forward. And then finally, we're going to end by looking at that right palm, pressing it further away from the left palm, opening the chest, and then we turn the head back to center, and we release those arms down. Woo. Shake it out. Oh, so you should feel a lot more open in your chest, right? More mobile, free in your ribs. And let's just practice something at the end here. We're going to move the arms now in a complete circle. Hopefully, you'll be able to move the arms more freely than when we began. So watch. We're going to inhale. We turn out the arms. We bring them forward. We let the heads of the arm bones move back into the armpits. And then as my arms go up, I lead with my fingers so my shoulders stay relaxed. And once I'm at the top here, my bottom shoulder blade tips just slide from my ears. Then my arms open to the side, completing a beautiful circle. Again, I'm going to inhale. I'll turn out my arms. My upper arms slide back into the armpits. And as my arm goes up, the top of my arm bone continues to sink into my armpit as I open my arms to the side. Now let's continue. I'm going to show it from the side. As we bring the arms up, can you keep your spine nice and still and placed? So as you look, I don't want you to stick your ribs out in the front or your tailbone back. So I'll do one wrong. These are the things that happen. My ribs go forward, my butt goes back. Do you see it? So I'm starting to lose the stability in my spine as I mobilize and move through my arms, my shoulders. So now I'm going to do it correctly. Right, my ribs stay placed, my tailbone tucked in, and my spine nice and long. So I'm thinking of pulling up from the lower spine through the top of my head. I'm thinking of lifting my side ribs, of keeping my front chest pulled in, and my tailbone gently tucked in, not sticking out where my hips would start to pull back. So all of this just to make an arm circle. Now we're going to go in reverse, same idea. I turn out my arms, the shoulders stay relaxed as I move through my fingers. I feel my shoulder blades widening, upwardly rotating as I move overhead, and then the arms come back down. And again, I inhale, and as I move again, I'm careful to keep my spine placed, to keep my ribs and my tailbone tucked. And I'll show a couple from the back. As my arms move up, you'll actually see the movement of my shoulder blades that accompany the movement of my arm. As my arms go out and up, my blades widen. They upwardly rotate. But at the top here, sometimes we lift too high. So we want to feel the bottom tips of the blades sliding down and in towards that center spine. So there's so many ideas to think about when we're moving. Are my shoulders relaxed? Am I leading with my fingers? Do I feel my shoulder blades widening, upwardly rotating? Do I feel my bottom shoulder blade tips softening as the arms go over the head so that the shoulder blades aren't pulling into the ears? So many thoughts, so many ideas that go into making the arms circle. And I'll come back to center. All right, so I hope you enjoyed LindaFit Healthy Neck and Shoulders. I know my neck and shoulders feel more free. I feel more mobile through my ribs, and I hope you add this to your daily workout or whenever you're feeling that you just need a little bit more tender loving care for the neck and shoulders. I look forward to seeing you in other LindaFit workouts.